right before we go on.
Yeah.
Hey, hi Stacie. Hi
Hey.
everyone.
Hello.
Hey, happy Seed Bead Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
And hi to everybody in the chat. And hi from Colleen. She's here in StreamYard with us. Hoping she pops on throughout some point during our live. We'll if you put thumbs up in the chat, it means you want her to come on. So yeah.
Yeah, lots of thumbs up.
I'm just putting her on the spot now because I'm trying to get her to come on.
Entrance at the end.
Yes, yeah. And we're doing a giveaway, #shapes. And so Stacie had the great idea for us to give away an assembly of the shapes that we use in the live today. So that's our giveaway. And so if you want to enter the giveaway, just enter #shapes into the chat and it puts your name in the drawing. And at the end, Colleen will do a drawing for you guys and we'll put the winner on the screen and I'll mail you the little assembly of shape beads. Yeah, so that's what today we want to just play. So I sent Stacie a collection of the new triangles and mixes and things that are really kind of, they're not like brand new beads, but they're kind of new to my shop and new-ish or kind of new reintroduction to me because I haven't played with them in so long that it's like rediscovering them. And some of the new mixes I had never seen before. So that's our plan today, is to show you ideas for things you can do as shaped seed beads. And I know, Stacie, you did some gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Really beautiful designs.
This was really fun. Yeah, thanks for sending these. I really got into the triangles, so we'll leave it at that as my my hint.
Yeah, you got into those. I'm so glad you liked them.
Yeah, they were
fun. Was so funny. I remember when I told you about them, you were like, "Oh no, you're sending me the challenge beads." But you ended up.
I told Danielle. So she and Jules have gotten me into the bead loom. And I said I wanted to do another loom piece, and she goes like, "Oh, I'm sending you all these shapes." So I said, "Oh, don't make it too hard on me." But actually, it was a lot easier than I thought. So I'll show everyone, and you can not be afraid of the shapes.
Yeah, you did amazing, and you tried like advanced stuff. So I'm like, "Oh, that's cool."
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, like I didn't know you could do that. That was totally your idea to put them in that configuration. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah. And so, I guess before we dive in, are there any?
There's a request for an earring close-up. So people want to check out your earrings.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was missing that. So these are, I'll put them on the mat later, guys, but these are the margarita earrings.
Ooh.
They're so fun.
Very
I had a really
sparkly.
good time making these. There's 2 colorways as well. That is my, actually, Colleen said these were the sangria ones. So that's the new name for them. I was calling them watermelon before, but these are the lemon lime margarita.
Hey, our friend Jules is in the house. Hey, Jules.
Hey, Jules. Good to see you. We got some loom stuff coming up.
Yeah.
You'll be proud of us.
2 looms going.
Yeah. Super, super cool. And yeah, so those earrings, guys, if you like them, are already a pattern on my website. If you go to daniellewicksjewelry.com, it's just like the very first tutorial under the patterns and tutorials link. And the beads are all in my shop, so you can find them there. And we're working with some of those beads today, so you can see other ways you can use them. So what do you think? Do you want to go first or me to show the ideas in process?
I can start with one and we can alternate because you and I had no shortage of ideas here. So do you want to bring over my overhead and see what I've got going here?
Yeah, looks good. I'll pop it up on the screen here.
Okay, we're good. Yeah.
Ooh, pretty cool.
So we can start with, get the piece on the screen. So this is what I made, and I had this one posted on my Instagram and Facebook page. And I called this one a patchwork quilt. And this is made on a loom. These are the size 10 triangles that Danielle was talking about. And they're actually not that much different to work with than one of the rounds. So pretty simple.
So pretty. I love it. I love the charm too.
Yeah, so let me just shift over so you can see my loom. So I got this set up already, and there's fireline everywhere. Let me see if I can get some of it. So I just set this up so we could be more efficient with time. And one of the things that I'll show you is, so I have 6 rows, and so there are 7 warps on here, and I just used the Wildfire 0.006, and I used the black. You can see I need some more. And Danielle told me actually this really good tip, so I will pass this on. If you're using a 10-0 seed bead, to do 3 warps, one after another without leaving a gap, and then leave a gap, and then do 3 more, and leave another gap between them. And if you can see that down here. So I've got 3, skipped a notch, 3 more, skipped a notch, and then did 1. What I will say from my experience is like getting the first row of beads on there is a little bit tricky to get them like in the spot. But then once you do, it works out really well.
That is so cool.
So yeah, I mean, so what I did was 2 pink, 2 purple, 2 black, and did 2 rows. So they kind of turned into squares side by side. And then I'm just shifting the colors. So I can show you a couple rows of it. It's pretty easy, and then I can show you my other craziness. So I'm just gonna, let's see if I can get both of these in here. I think I can do that. So I'm just gonna come over here and grab my beads. So I need 2 pink. Let me just move this guy out of my way.
Thanks, Shelly. You're getting lots of compliments on the colors and the name.
Oh, I actually like this new one better. So Danielle, this time and then I've tried it both ways. I've decided I like to put the beads under, because I've tried them both on the top and on the bottom, and I've decided that I prefer to go under, because then I can push them up, hold them up, and see and make sure my needle goes through, doesn't miss any.
Yeah, that's my preference as well.
Yeah, I've tried both. Yeah, I have tails here that are getting stuck, and I didn't want to run out of thread, so I have way too much thread hanging here, which is not ideal for a live, but ideal if you want to actually finish off the piece. So I'll just and I do, because I decided I like this one. And so these were some of Danielle's. It was the pink, they're like pink lined clear, purple lined clear, and then I think they're like, I don't know if it's a black or.
Yeah, these are all color-lined crystals.
Okay.
So the first one is
were like a gunmetal. I can't really tell. They're kind of shiny.
Yeah, that one is I think it's black diamond, actually, black diamond line crystal.
Okay. Well, that explains the shininess. So yeah, I'm just putting my beads. So I pick up my beads, put them underneath, press them up through, and then come back over on the top is what I'm doing there. And then I'm just going to do that to the length that I want it. And this one's a little different. I went kind of crazy with all of the ones that Danielle sent me, and even started picking some out of the mixes that she sent me. But decided not to have 12 different piles of beads for a life. Oh, and Danielle, I wanted to show you, I used
oh yeah, that's awesome.
those little things. I don't know what they're called, but they were these little findings, and they actually were exactly the same size as 2 of the 10-0 seed beads. And I put this on after I was done. So I just grabbed 2 beads, went around through like a square stitch, and then put this one on around through, and then 2 beads and went around through.
Yeah, and that is the Soros Tila finding from Symbol.
Okay.
And I have those in
more of them.
You need more of those? Okay, I'll send you some.
Oh, I could order some too if you've got them. But yeah, these were super.
Yeah, I'll pop a link.
They worked perfectly here with the 10-0s.
That is so cool.
Yeah. You sent those over. I was like, oh, she must have sent these for the 10 O's, but
I wondered if they might work because the
they
size
did.
of these triangles are kind of similar to the delicos we were using. And so that
Okay.
was kind of my thinking is maybe there's a chance there that will.
They worked perfectly. And then I just did like a square stitch to get them on there, and it was great.
That's
So I
awesome.
don't know, Danielle, if you want to show one of your projects, and then I can share my crazy triangle spacer project.
Yeah, I do. Let's see really quick. I'm going to pop a link to those findings in here just because they're kind of hard to find in my shop right now. They're kind of toward the bottom. So
Yeah,
I
I
just popped
highly
a link.
recommend them.
Yeah, those could be used to finish the other loomed piece that you're working on too. I feel like they could work for a lot of stuff. I think that's really cool. So yeah, so I'll bring my camera up. Let me see if I can add it. And I'll bring this one. So I've got a few things happening here on the map, but I'm going to grab my loom project first and show you that first. So this one uses triangle spacer beads in a really kind of fun design where in this case I did every single warp into each of the coils adjacent, and then I worked with an 11-0 seed bead and I put the little triangles. They happen to be just right with a tiny 11-0. So these are going to work. Yeah, they're really fun. They're going to work really well with like the ones in Creative Soul Kit. Like size-wise, they are a perfect 1-for-1 as far as how the loom coils are spaced. Let me show you what they look like really quick. I've got them in I've been storing them like this because it's easy for me to scoop them when I do my labeling and stuff. But they look like that. And they're just literally little triangles. And so they're the ones that are used in the earrings. Let me bring those back over. Use them as the margarita salt. They really do look like salt.
They are cute.
I even put them on the rim. Like so my mom wants these. I have to send them to her now. She's like, I want those ones. So I have these in tea rose, and then this color I'm holding up right now is limestone. And in this design, I just combine them with some 11-0 salmon and 11-0 periwinkle. So that's in process right now. And I might work on that a little bit while we're here. And I actually tried, I got so creative. I was doing 2 different thread colors to kind of marry the blue and the pink together.
Oh, wow.
So on the side, it has this really cool look. I love looming when you can see the colored thread just kind of going along. And it really looks like, just super unique. I've never seen quite that configuration before, so I really enjoyed that one. And then I have some off loom ones here. This one is in process. It's using the berry beads. So I have these like peanut berry beads, and those are these right here. I have them in what is called, let's see. It's called a caramel celion, which is the one that I used in the earring. That's this one here. And then there's tea rose. And I have combined the tea rose with cinnamon triangles, size 10 triangles. And Karen, so for thread spacing on a loom, it makes a difference what the width of your bead is. So for example, like what Stacie did with hers, and one that she's going to show you in a minute, she adjusted the spacing to sort for the bead that she's using. So for example, if I was going to try to loom with one of my triangle beads, let me bring those out. So here's a 10-0 triangle. And what you see on the loom right now are 11-0 seed beads. If you look at that, you see how it's widening. So over the course of all the beads in this row, that would make it kind of hard to get started. I mean, it would still work, right? But it's easier if you do what Stacie did and you skip. So you loom 1, 2, 3, and then skip 1, 2, 3. And so if you do that every so often, you'll get the right width for your piece. And that makes getting started in looming easier because it's not fanning out and then having to fan back in when you finish it. When you take
and
it
on
off.
11-0, you typically do every single one, right?
Yeah, so this
I
loom,
do too.
I believe that, and if Jules is still here, she can jump in, but I believe it's designed to be 1 for an 11-0 round seed bead. But I often pull in weird shapes and sizes, and so when I do that, I have to get creative with my spacing. But yeah, so that's kind of the thing on spacing. And really, the shorter answer is it'll work no matter what. But if you want to just have an easier start, that's the only trick. And so this one here is featuring berry beads with my new cube mix. And I only have one cube mix right now. It's these golden grains 1.8 millimeter. And those are just a square, right? There's little square shapes. And I peyote stitched them, made a little 2-drop peyote stitch. And then I'm using the berry beads as decor in my fringe. And so I'm
Those are
hoping to
pretty.
thank you. And I creatively used what is meant for an 8/0 seed bead as my top. And literally I just stitched it on there. But at a distance, it looks made for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like made for this size bead, but it kind of looks nice on there. And then this one is herringbone. And so you can do herringbone stitch with peanut. And I thought that was fun. I want to do a stripe. So like I want to start limestone and then 2 rows of pink and then limestone 2 rows. So you'll have like diagonal stripes going. And I might mix that up with some other colors or the solid triangles. And so what you see there is warm cinnamon. So that's sparkling cinnamon lined topaz actually. And then this is the tea rose luster. It just came together as that. One of the cool things that I also added is I added a lot of 15-0s, and some of the 15s that I've added are special. They have facets on them. So like these are faceted 15-0. You can see they're almost like little hex beads. So even the 15-0s are shaped, but the ones that you see here that I use for my step up, those are a regular round seed bead, and those are the dark topaz. And so those really pretty little round bead going there. So if you check out my shop, there's a lot of colors. I think there's at least a dozen new 15-0 colors in there. I went a little crazy. Yeah, so that's everything I currently have in work. And I obviously have a lot of unfinished beauty goodness going, but I will finish them all and eventually do some glamour shots. And I don't know if you guys feel like, I mean, because the techniques are known techniques, but if you feel like you need a pattern, I can maybe throw something together. I could demo starting one of them, that kind of thing.
There's a
And
question
I
on
see
whether
the
you
question.
ship to the UK.
So I don't know how to do that yet in Squarespace. So Etsy used to do the custom form for me. And I think in Squarespace, I don't know if Shippo will do it, but I'm trying to figure it out right now. Currently, it's not set up, so I haven't been able to figure out how to do it yet. I'm just going to ask a couple more people that do a lot of selling online and see if they'll help me out. But yeah, currently I don't have it set up too. Apologies. Yeah, and so I'm seeing a couple little requests here for. Yeah, and you guys, apologies. I didn't send the links. Colleen, I didn't send you the links. I'm sorry about that. I was cheeky today. I was in a hurry before. She's waving. She's like, it's okay. But I actually have them super handy right here, so I'll just grab them really quick. And they are really easy to find on my end because I have them organized on my side in a way that's quick to get. Let's see here. Like I have a catalog page that pops up. So here comes these squares for you. Are those the one that Kelly was asking for? Yeah, the square beads. Yeah, square beads are the ones I just dropped. Yeah, and Kelly, so I have a new shop. I'm not on Etsy anymore. I moved over to my own website. And so it's actually much easier to find stuff, I feel like, on there than it was on Etsy. And it also doesn't like put a bunch of other listings that aren't mine right next to them when people go to my store, which is also quite nice. So yeah, but definitely some fun new things are in there right now. So let's see. Let me go ahead and bring us back here really quick. What should we do next? I
can show
I
you
could
my
see
8/0 piece.
Sweet. Okay, let me bring your screen up.
Okay. Well, it's sort of an 8/0. Let me see if I can shift some stuff over. Okay. So I looked at the triangle spacers and I said, I swear these will work with an 8. Danielle was like, well, maybe. So
You did
I
it.
had to go and do it. So I'm actually on this one, Danielle.
Oh yes, that's the Pilos. That one's also in my shop.
Yeah, I am using these. So I have 8/0s on here, and I have 5 across. So I put 6 warps in, and because these are 8, to answer the question before, you would skip do every other, and that works perfectly for an 8. So that's what I did.
Because that's the 8/0 triangle mix passion flower.
Correct. This is the 8/0 triangle mix. So what I found, and I just kind of am trying, keyword is trying to grab these randomly because that's not like something that comes naturally to me. I found that the triangle spacers, 2 of them was about as wide as an 8. So
Okay.
in the middle, and I kept them in the middle because if they're slightly different, if you keep them all in the same column, they will work better instead of getting kind of distorted. I have a hitchhiker here. So I put 2 of the triangles, 2 of the spacers, and then 2 more of the triangles that are the 8/0. And I feel like I have a knot here. Give me just a sec. I do have a little something going on here.
Thank you too, Colleen. Colleen, you're amazing. She's doing a lot behind the scenes here, guys. She's so cool.
We're keeping her busy.
I'm so grateful for her. She's so great.
She is awesome.
And I'm like super unprepared today, and she's just like got my back, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, so they are working just fine in
That's
here.
so cool.
And they kind of move too, which is actually kind of cool. You can make it like a fidget
I like
bracelet.
that. I love the way that you spin because I like to be able to play with jewelry, that I'm wearing.
That's what I said. They're like a fidget bracelet.
Yeah. That is so cool.
I do that too. I'll be in a meeting and like start playing with necklaces and jewelry.
It's interesting how it's literally like perfectly sized. If you put
It
2 of
is. I played around between 2 and 3. I don't know if they're exactly the same size, but they're close. And so it works pretty well. See, I would have taken those off because even though I randomly grabbed them, they weren't random. But because I'm on a live, I can't do my weird things.
Oh, over the whole bracelet, you'll still get that random effect.
I know.
Yeah, I hear you though. I hear you.
I have the need to micromanage random, which is really bad.
That's okay though. That's because we're taught to control variation because we're just like work peeps,
I believe in being an engineer by training, so like I have to manage things that shouldn't be managed. So it's really good for me to do random stuff sometimes and just go with it.
Well said. Yes, that's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't get the words right.
So yeah, I've got a lot more looming work to do too. And on this one, with this this little guy, you could just put any kind of clasp you want on. A lobster clasp would probably work really well, or even a toggle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. And the way that I'm selling these is the 8/0 and the 10/0, which I have that mix in both sizes, but they're both sold in 10-gram bags. And the 10-gram bags is plenty, I think, to do a bracelet, right? Because you've already done, you've got this one here and you did your other one too. Those were with the 10/0s, right?
Yeah, this is the 10s. I used actually I picked out of here and then I used some of the others. So I literally used every single one of the tennos that you sent me. That other bracelet.
I love that.
Got a little out of control.
But yeah, I definitely think they will be because I've been going through making a few things with mine and I'm noticing that 10 grams goes a long way in both sizes, actually.
It does. Yeah, it definitely is.
And I have not made anything with passion flower yet. You're the first to use it. I've used the surf. I've used the surfing one, surf and sand, and I've used golden grains, but not the purples yet.
And I decided when you asked me by the names, I was going to pick something that wasn't going to be blue. So I was going to move outside of my blue zone. So my last couple designs with you have not had any blue really in them. So I'm proud of myself.
Your blue mix is, well, the mix itself totally sold out actually.
Oh,
and
wow.
I only have like 1 or 2 of your kits left from your Loom kit.
Oh, cool.
If you guys are looking for an 8-0 seed bead mix that is glamorous, there's like 2 left with the fire polish that we used on our last live.
And Mardi Gras is this week, so it would make a perfect Mardi Gras bracelet.
Yeah, it would. It would really look good for that.
So I'll be wearing mine this week.
I think that was one of my favorite mixes this year.
Oh.
I really love the blue. Yeah, it just came out so nice.
What had other colors in it? It wasn't all blue is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, because it had like turquoise. I believe it had some purple in there too, right?
Yeah, it was like purples and greens and a lot of kind of bright colors.
And then I think some of them had the rainbow finishes, which gives them that look where they can become different colors depending on what they're next to.
Yeah, they did have a lot of like the AB kind of finishes on them.
Really, really pretty.
I thought this mix was fun because it had a lot of different finishes in it. So like the crystal, the color lined crystals, there were some that were like matte, there were some that were AB finish, I think. Maybe that was on the other mix. Because I also had, where are they? These.
Oh yeah, that one's the metallic rain mix.
Okay.
And those mixes, I didn't invent those. Those came from Miyuki.
Okay. Yeah, these are pretty nice. There's
so pretty.
I'm looking them away. Yeah, there's kind of like a blue green, and then there's one that's in here that's kind of like a copper color too.
So I love that one.
Yeah, I really like that too.
I've been trying to resist getting more colors in. Like there are some I didn't get and I had a really hard time choosing, but I figured I covered all of the main colors with the ones that I did choose. But there's definitely some outliers that I feel like I need now, especially since we're loving on these so much. Like I need to send you the earth tones and the surf and sand palettes.
Yeah, I definitely like the surf and sand one. That was where I would have picked, but then I said, no, I'm gonna do something different. Danielle, what are these that you sent me? I don't know if you can see them. Or maybe I'll just put them on the
yeah. So those are Miyuki drops. And they are there's one drop mix in the shop, and then the rest of them are just some color line drops.
Yeah, I don't know if people can see them. Let's see if I can get one up there.
Yeah, the one you're holding up is the sapphire.
Yeah, they were really cool. I had not gotten as far as doing anything with them yet. Are they an 8-0 as well?
No, they are different. They are, let me see if I can get you a measurement really quick.
Okay.
I have the measures over here. And yeah, Lori, one pack will definitely work.
Yeah.
For definitely.
You'll definitely
find
get
you
a
guys
bracelet at least.
They were just right here. Here they are. Okay, so they are 3.4 millimeter drop beads. And I use them at the bottom of my earring.
Yeah. I'm just thinking if I could put them on a loom. That's what I was thinking about. I don't know. I'm in this mode where I stick everything on the loom.
I think they would work. Yeah. So I think the thing that you'd want to keep in mind of looming with a drop is they're going to like kind of suspend either downward or upward. You'll have to force them to go the direction you want them to.
That's what I was worried about. Otherwise, if there was some going up and some going down, they might kind of like poke you in the arm.
But you know what could be really, really, really fun is using the drops on the edge after you finish your loom design as the border, like having a little picot with a drop in the middle of the picots.
Yeah,
I think I've seen folks do that, and it is really pretty. Yeah, I would love to try that.
Other stuff you wanted to show, Danielle? Because I'm just putting rows on here, which is not all that exciting. I can keep doing it.
Sure. Yeah. I'll switch to me. So what I was working on here while we were chatting is I was literally just adding fringe on my little earring here. And I do think that I will have to write this pattern up because I love the counts and I wonder if you guys will love it too. So the little way that these are suspending, it's not pretty. I love how that looks. I'm going to come back up this edge and add one more row too. But so that's what I'm doing there. But you guys have seen me string fringe before. So that one can probably go over here for a sec. I'm at a spot on this one where I was going to add thread. But I'm curious, do you guys want me to start a new one so you can see it as far as like how it begins and is constructed?
I'm curious, actually.
Yeah. Let me start a new one.
I would not have known that that was herringbone just from looking at it. So.
And maybe I'll bring over I'll bring the surf and sand over.
Oh, I like that.
That one yet. Because I'm wondering if surf and sand could look good with the other color of peanuts that I've got. Or I keep calling them peanut beads. They're technically berry beads, but do you think those could go together? There's a little bit of white crystal going on in this one. So there's that as a combo. Or I could try to go with that color next to it. Ooh, that would be pretty. Look at that.
I like the second one.
I do too. Okay. Let me find my little scoopy thing. Oh no, where's my, oh, here it is. Need scooper. Okay. The only other thing I thought about was that, but those are from the earrings. Yeah, let's do this one. I have not used this in a project yet.
I like
so
that.
What is this color? This one is, I have the catalog right in front of me. So let me bring that up really quick. The way I organized it on the website, guys, is the mixes are by themselves and then the solids are a separate listing. So here's the listing for the solids coming at you. And the color I'm holding up right now is olive lined topaz. So really what these beads are they're clear, like a transparent topaz. And then they have colors added to them. Now that color's on the inside, so it's not going to come off. And so that is a sparkling olive lined topaz. Whereas like, for example, this one was cinnamon lined. So they're close, but not super close. But they're going to complement each other side by side really nicely. Okay, yeah. So, oh, and I wish I brought up my, because I had a different color of 15s that I think would work really nice. Right now I'm going to just kind of probably just use these, but, or no, you know what? I'm going to go back to the round topaz. Let's do the round. So you'll need berry beads, 10 O triangles, and some 15 O seed beads. And just go crazy. Get any colors you want. And then I have, I'm going to use the dark color so you can see, but I'm using some 6-pound fireline. This is in the shop if you're looking for it. I added both crystal and smoke. And our friend Linda told me that the color doesn't come off on this as much as it used to, if you remember Fireline from back in the day. But this one's not. It doesn't actually come off that much, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I had switched to Wildfire, because Fireline, the black came off.
And so there's the triangles. That's why I had two. This one's
good to know. They had come out with one too that was called Black.
Yeah, black satin. And so
and that never came off.
My obsession with black satin is tragically they don't have it anymore.
Really? That was my favorite.
I know. I have what's left of what my hoard stash, you know. I feel like this is happening to me a lot. First Tierra cast, and then oh my gosh. I need to just go and like, you know, how do I prevent them from stopping making things that I love and having? I just need to buy a lot of it. And so as far as like how much thread to cut, I usually just go with about a wingspan. So 65 inches, you're gonna have to add thread. And as you can see on that other one I held up a second ago, see I'm running out of thread there. I'm gonna need to add before I can finish that one. But go ahead and pick up 4 of your 10-0 triangles. Just hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at those there. Leave a tail of about 10 inches. We'll use that to do some clasp making at the end. And then bring your needle back through the first 2. So we're just going to make the ladder stitch start, right? Let me get that tail out of the way. So you'll get something that looks like that. And just go through those second ones. Yeah, I can see the color coming off a little bit, you see? So it's, yeah, it's a little bit. So if you buy this from my shop, guys, just know it's doing it a little. I said it wouldn't, but I'm seeing it now under these bright lights. I didn't notice before when I was working on it downstairs.
Do you notice a difference between the Fireline and the Wildfire on the loom? I have used both and I haven't really noticed a difference one way or another.
The only noticeable difference is really just like the through passes you can get in a really small bead. Wildfire is a little bigger. I feel like it's thicker, you know?
Okay.
But with looming, that's kind of a bonus. Because you know how when you first take a piece off the loom, it gets all cinched and stuff, and you have to kind of smooth it out? Well, Wildfire never does that.
Okay. I still find mine gets a little bit cinched with Wildfire.
Does it? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm uneven on my like tension or something.
Yeah, I think it's like, I feel like it doesn't stretch. Maybe that's one of the things that it's got going for it, but neither does Fireline. So both of those are great. I feel like you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I've had great luck with both.
So I'm just laddering, you know, ladder stitching stacks of 2 right now. And I went out on this one to 8, I believe, 8 positions. So I've got, let me count for you. And with triangles, what they'll do is they'll nest like that. Isn't that cool? So it'll look like kind of tucked in. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's 8. So you just want to go for an even count if you're doing even count herringbone. Hey Donna, we're just making a berry triangle with berry mix herringbone at the moment. We're making lots of stuff, but this is what I'm holding up right now. And so this is my working side here. This is my tail side. Before I get going, I'm going to take my tail thread, and you won't even need to put a needle on it. Just like kind of fan out the bottom, and you can poke it through. I just want to bring it back through that second column so it's out of the way. Did that work? Here I am saying you won't need a needle, but you might. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So see what I did? I just kind of pushed that out of the way so that as I'm working, it'll just be at the bottom. All right, fun time. So now I'm going to pick up a 10-0 triangle and one of the berry beads. And you'll just go down through the next column. So just like that. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Thanks, Teresa. So down through that second column, and now I'm going to come up through the third column here. So just like that. And what happens with these little berry beads, because they're shaped like a little peanut, they end up sitting side by side, and it gives you 3D texture in your piece. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to pick up a bead there. Sorry, guys. I got excited about the berry bead and I skipped. I got to add a tenno and then the berry bead. So that's the construction. You're just going to have the triangle, tenno triangle, and then the berry bead, and you go down to the next stack of 2. We'll do that for the rest of the row. And so what they look like kind of from the top is they're going to sit like that. Isn't that cool? And that's how you get this look. And as you build the rows, it just looks really, really cool. Like these little bumpies. It's fun to feel. Like it's kind of like one of those like textures, you know? Let's see. I'm going to come up through this one here. The first row is the trickiest for me because the triangles they're nesting. So you got to make sure you don't skip a column. Here we go. There they are. Pretty cool. So here's what you do with the 15s. On this particular one right here, because it's our first row, if you want to, you can skip adding the 15s and just go up through. And alternatively, if you don't want your thread to show on the side there, you can head up through these 2 here. And you can go through the peanut bead. I don't mind my thread showing, so what I did on mine is I did that little step up like that. But try whichever method you like. And from here on out, we'll have a 15-0 embellishment, so you'll have no thread showing. But so they kind of do that. You see how they're doing this little nesting thing? They will start to do that for you throughout. As you're working on the whole thing, it will just start to do that. Let's do one more row, and then we'll switch back. So when you switch to the next row, you're always going to pick up the tenno triangle first. And I like to flip it so that I'm working from left to right. And so here's my tenno, new berry bead, and just go down through that last tenno triangle there. Tighten that. And then you'll want to come up through the berry bead. So this is just good old herringbone stitch, the same stitch that we know and love, just with some weird shapes that make it look like a brand new thing, right? And as with all herringbone, those first few rows, you're helping it a little bit more than, just to get going. There we go. And last but not least, this one. I'm going to try to get that last one to go right there. And then you'll want to pick up 3 of the 15-0. You could do 2 or 3. I liked what 3 looked like. And then just step up through that peanut bead. And now it'll create this little hug on the side. So if you keep going and you just keep repeating that, eventually it just grows into this amazing thing. And then
I
each
just
row,
love it.
thank you.
That's so cool.
You just step up with those 15s and you get to hear. So I'm going to carry on with finishing that one. And then all you do to finish it is when you get to the last row of beadwork, just work exclusively with your 10-0s and do that trick we do where we ladder through them. Where you go and just do kind of like that little zip back through to kind of lock them together. So let's see. I'm just going to scroll the chat, and then I was going to ask if anyone wants to see any other stuff. I could bring back do you have something you want to show? Oh my gosh, look how much progress you made. Oh, I got to
They're
bring that up.
8s. It goes really quick. That's like the awesome thing about 8. Yeah, I measured it. I think I've got about 4 inches. I mean, and you can see I still have a lot of beads left. So, yeah, we're a little over 4 inches.
You're making me want to finish this other one now, this other looming one.
I wanted to see what happened when you finished this one with the triangles in here. So, I'm a woman on a mission right here.
I'm just impressed by how fast that worked up so quickly.
They're 8s though, so those do work up a lot quicker.
Oh, that's right.
Worked up pretty quickly too, though. To be honest, I didn't have any trouble getting that one done. I mean, it probably took me an hour.
An hour is good. That's good for a beading project.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a long project. You know what's working up really quickly is the bubbles and waves pattern that you did with Jill.
Oh yeah, that one is so fun. Thanks for mentioning that one.
It looks a lot more complicated than it is. It's so funny. I thought it was going to be a lot more complicated, and it's working up really fast.
That's so cool. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Somebody asked me if I could make it for them in a bracelet, so I'm trying that out.
Oh, you mean with the round piece? That is neat.
Yeah, with the 10 and 8 rounds.
Yeah, I feel like that should work. That's going to look really cool.
I think it will too.
Yeah, I would have never thought to combine those. That's a really cool idea. I'm loving this herringbone. I could just sit and do this all day. And in fact, I actually have. If you're ever feeling stressed out, herringbone stitch is the one.
I like herringbone too. It's one of my favorites.
That or looming. Looming for sure.
Yeah, looming's pretty chill too.
There was a time like when I always had a looming pattern out on my table. Like there was always just kind of, something in work. And I would just periodically finish one and start another one. And so it was this constant stream of the loom was basically always out. And that's how I took over the dining room.
I've been told my bead projects need to stay in one room. Husband's like, no crafting all over the house.
That, I tried, but it didn't work out. Now I have stuff everywhere. It's kind of a thing with crafters, I hear. Now what I need to do is I need to stop buying yarn until I actually make something with the yarn that I bought. With the beads, it's easier to get away with, you tuck them away for a little while, and I use my beads. For some reason, I got this thing like right now where I'm buying yarn, and I don't know what my deal is, but I just keep buying yarn. Don't tell anybody, but in my family.
I am fortunately cured of yarn projects for the time being.
I feel like yarn just has such a big footprint,
It does.
It takes up a lot of space. It's hard to squeeze it into a corner and not be seen. It's like there, all out there.
Especially if you're like getting into the chunky yarn, because I made like those like hand knit or hand crocheted like chunky yarn blankets. Yeah, that yarn, it does not fit anywhere without making itself known.
Carol says that her crafting supplies grew all by themselves. Yeah, that's what happened to me too. That's what happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Wow, I noticed that my hand cam is freezing a lot today. Which is weird because you think that would be the one that would be working. Hmm.
I don't know if you wanted to show yours. This has the herringbone
Yeah, let me switch
gotten
and
bigger. We can see
see,
it.
but
I'm
unfortunately, it
getting
looks
pretty close here on
frozen.
this one.
Let's see what happens. I don't know why it's doing that, guys. Let me see if I can fix it. My hands are not doing that right now. They're frozen in time. Let's see what's going on with my camo. Maybe it's my camo. Camo was doing great for a bit. No, it's not my camo. It's StreamYard. Go StreamYard. Oh, hey, it's back. There we go. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so I made some progress. It's just a little teeny bit, but there it is. You guys want to see the loom that I've got going? The loom project? So you've seen a little bit of everything.
Yeah, let's check out the loom.
I'm going to push these out of the way for just a sec and bring that over. I think I even still have my needle on there. So what's going on with those are spacers. And since I was about to switch back.
And you used the spacers kind of the opposite way that I did, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I think we strung them in the same direction. I think the only difference is that you have doubled them and I'm using them as a single bead. So how I did it was from here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 8. So I just pick up 8.
So Carol's asking, to finish the loom, will we be able to pull the thread through, even with the triangle beads, or you need to weave in each thread?
You'll be able to pull them through.
I was able to pull it. Yeah, I was able to pull it through on the one that I did. Yeah.
Awesome. That's good to know. Yeah.
I didn't think the triangle beads really made any difference, but that's a good question.
Yeah, I think as long as you haven't punctured any of your warps while you're working, that you should be good to go. They will
and
slide.
that's good to know because I ran into trouble on one piece pulling it through.
Yeah.
And I wonder if maybe that's why. Maybe I had punctured one of the threads.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that happens sometimes. It's even if it happens to you on just like one, you can still pull in the others and then you're still saving yourself a little time. You'll just have to weave in the one that maybe got a little caught. For me, if it happens to me, it's always one of the edge ones. I don't know if it's the same for you, but it's usually always one of those. And I tend to, not realize right away that that's the issue. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I got to do one more row of blue before I switch. Sorry. I'm forgetting my own pattern. There we go. And these are just some regular 11-0 Miyukis that I had around. And I didn't really do any kits this time because, like I said, I was just kind of playing with shapes. And so, but if there's any that you guys just love that you want a kit for, I could do that. I almost did it for the earrings, but I feel like the earrings could be so many colors that folks might not want to be stuck with just one color, 1 or 2 colorways. I'd rather give you the options of lots and lots of beautiful colors to switch from.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of like a mix and match, like choose your own adventure here.
Yeah, I like to invent my own colorways. I get really excited about doing that. I've got a lot of stuff on the mat right now. It's pretty wild.
I did too. I put some of those beads away, though. All the ones that I had dumped out, I decided that nothing good was going to happen from having all those out.
I feel like you're going to finish that loom piece like here.
I might. I'm running out of thread though, so I'm like, I wonder if I can get to the end and let's see how long I am. Yeah, I think I'm probably okay. I'm like at 5.5, so.
Oh yeah, by the time you put the clasp on.
Yeah, I'll add another row or two and then I'll take it off. By the time I put the clasp on, it'll be a good length.
Oh, hey, Jules. She says she had to cook dinner for Marlon Brando. We're doing pretty good. We're just moving along. Stacie's almost done with her piece. I'm about to switch back and show hers. And so, like when you were mentioning earlier, Stacie, about sometimes they don't pull through them. I'm about to show a little trick for testing them. Because
Okay.
that one felt a little tight. See, I'm going to see if I can move them. And they all look like they're movable, so I know I can carry on with the next one. But that, in a nutshell, is how I'm doing this pattern. This one is just a kind of freestyle-y stripes. Made with some 11-0 and some margarita salt. That's pretty much what I'm going to start calling these beads. I'll show you guys the label for them so you know what they're really called. But in my shop, I'll just call them the margarita salt beads. I might need to get some more colors. I only had the 2 colors. I wasn't sure if we were going to, like, I was a little scared folks weren't going to dig them, but I feel like they're selling really well. So I think I'm going to add more. But what they are is when they come in the bags, guys, I cut the label off the bag so you can see. This is, they call it SPTR 28, and the reason it's 28 is because it's 2.8 millimeter triangle spacer. And so that's this one here. They're so pretty. Really
yeah, Danielle, if you want to switch over, I can show the last row.
Yeah, let's do it.
Before I put it on.
Yeah, and then it might be time for our giveaway.
That too.
Yay. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness.
So I put 2 of the 8-0 triangles, picked up 1 of these little findings, and then 2 more. And then you can actually just put it right in the loom. So on this particular finding, you don't have to do anything special when you're done, other than just attach your clasp. So
that is such a cool idea. So, you know, you're just totally done with it. Look at that.
Yeah. So that one is set. Danielle, did you want to do the giveaway?
Sure, yeah.
Make sure we fit that in.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good. And I'm just going to answer a quick question here. So why am I going through a needle backwards? Yeah, so the reason I do that is because I'm trying not to puncture my warp threads, because the way I like to finish it, I pull through. And Lori, the finding that Stacie is using is called a Pilos finding. It's a size 8-0 seed bead finding. And it is in my shop. It comes in bags at 20. And let me get you a link really quick. I'm just going to go over here and find it for you. It's kind of toward the bottom here. And you're using the bronze, right, Stacie? In your design?
I think so.
But I have it in silver and gold as well. So I popped the link there for you. And there we go. Here's our giveaway going. Thanks, Colleen.
Yeah, this looks like an antique gold. Is that the bronze?
Yeah, antique gold, I think, is the same as bronze.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Valerie.
Yay.
Valerie, you want a set of our shaped beads? And so I have a bunch of new triangles and spacers and berry beads. And so I'm going to assemble a little set for you. Congratulations. So awesome. And I see Valerie's here. Hey. She's here. Congrats, Valerie. Yeah, I hope you will love them. There's so many colors that we didn't feature today because there's just like, there's so many, but like, I still need to do something with this one. This is the surf and sand.
I love that one.
Cool. I'm sending you a set of this one because I cannot wait to do. And they're really cool combined with the margarita ones. which are aqua and celery.
Those are
And again,
pretty.
that's the one I used in the margarita earring. So you can find this already on the website. When you combine that with chartreuse lime color, like it looks, I love that. Came out so good. Yeah, so we're sending those your way. And this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing for a little while. Is I'm going to be finishing up some of my little designs. I've got this one going, which I think I'm going to end up really loving. That's going to be fun. And
I have no shortage of loom work to finish here.
yeah, yeah, same. After this one, I want to try what you did. I want to try to make one like yours with them in the center. And I really want to try working with 8/0 because I haven't tried the 8/0 triangles yet. I've been kind of exclusively locked in on these 10/0s for some reason. But the 8/0s need some love. Got the whole 8/0 mix going here. Definitely want to try something with that. I thought about doing one where the metallic rain is the edge and the pattern is the center. Like the mix is the center.
That would be cool.
And I might need to get some solids in that, like an ivory. It needs an ivory or a cream or like a matte cream. I must browse. I must see what they have.
Yeah, the mixes are pretty cool.
Oh, thanks, Sakaya. Thank you so much, guys. I'm just catching up on chat really quick. Sorry if I go blank.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I will share some of these on both my page, and I'll collaborate with you, Danielle, so folks can see them too.
Oh, thank you. I love it. I love that so much. Whenever I see your collab post, I'm like, oh yes, click. Because they're so pretty, and you always pick jazzy music too. I like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really fun. That is beautiful. Look at that. Like at the distance, the depth of that piece is so pretty. Look at that.
Yeah, I like that one. I was like, oh, I'll keep this one and this one and this one.
Yeah, those are keepers for you.
Well, I'll run out of arms.
So true. No, so we have to have stackers.
Yep.
Bunches of them. I made this one last night on the Softflex Live, and I'm in love with this one.
I love that too. That's pretty.
You recognize the beads. They're from this was like Love Potion, and then this was the new Jesse James beads. What is it called? Is it Lampwork? I feel like it's
I believe it is. Yeah. I actually have, I think I have my same one on my necklace.
Are you wearing it?
I am, yeah.
Oh wow.
It's the ombre with the lampwork.
Ombre necklace. Oh yes.
I posted that. It's kind of a blue and green. I was excited when I opened the box. I'm like, oh, I got blue and green.
That's so perfect. Oh yeah, I saw you got the like kind of like sagebrush kind of like color. Yeah. It's really pretty. Yeah, folks, if you want to check that out, if you're not already following, Stacie's Instagram is linked in the description of this video. So you can give her a follow on Insta and you'll get to see all her beautiful, beautiful work. She does really gorgeous designs. And your Jesse James Beads work is like glamorous. Every time they have a new collection, you always create inspiration pieces for it. So that's something to look forward to for folks that like get the boxes and stuff. That's really awesome.
Thanks.
Folks are saying they love the lampwork beads. Yeah.
They are fun.
Awesome. Well, hey, anything coming up for you that you'd like to announce before we go?
So Saturday, I think it might be the 14th, Jennifer Miller and I are doing another live with the February Magical Mystery Bead Box from Jesse James Beads. And then actually we'll be in some new places in April, so stay tuned. They haven't been announced yet, so I'll keep them quiet.
Cool. Yeah, keep me posted, and we need to get on the calendar too.
And we'll have to find another time to connect in April.
Yeah, you'll have to send you some more goodies to play with, so see what you come up with.
Yeah. And I'll announce it. I'm going to do something on wooden loom. That's my next adventure, so stay tuned.
Awesome. I can't wait. I'll be keeping my eyes peeled for that. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'll just say thank you again for being here. And if you're free tomorrow and I pop in for Silver Silk Sundays, I'll be over on Silver Silk and More's YouTube channel tomorrow around 1 o'clock Pacific. And I don't have a live this Monday because I've got a bunch of stuff I'm trying to get done for. I've got a new bracelet and earring combo coming up for Sam's Bead Shop. And so that one will be on the 8th. of March. And then on the 15th of March, I have Leslie Pope coming on. She is the designer for Beadsmith. And so she makes a lot of the things that inspired a lot of the pieces that we've been featuring, particularly a lot of these symbol elements. And so I've asked her to come on and she said yes, and I'm so excited. And we're going to share kits from her shop, guys. She's got 2 beautiful kits. If you want to take a peek, it's already on my YouTube channel, and you can hit the notify me button for that one. All right, and that's all I got for now, but I will keep you posted on the rest. And until then, I'll see you for the next one. Thank you, Stacie.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, everyone.